blind pick on the Grand Arena. Casters, I hope you're ready because we're jumping straight to the action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an elimination fight 10 seconds away from determining the fate of one of these teams in this best-of-5 series. Looney, Blizzo, and Zeepy are going to be leading the charge with a Windwalker Death Knight composition. On the other side, Skillcat Black are going to be playing that Thundercleave with the Elemental Shaman Warrior. They saw it worked so well in the past against Method Orange that they're going to use it themselves here, and they're kind of winning the blind pick against XRB.
Yeah, it does look like it was playing that Warrior, the Thundercleave, such a strong composition into the Windwalker. DK, we saw yesterday that Thundercleave can definitely win this matchup. Chaz playing the tree form means that he should have a high amount of healing in these early stages of the fight to mitigate some of those offensive cooldowns coming from Zeepy and Blizzo.
All right, we can see a ton of damage going out onto both Blizzo and Zeepy with a full Hex secured onto Looney. It's going to be dangerous. Zeepy is LOSing and trying to avoid pressure. Blizzo portaling back as well. Another Cyclone out of the Hex. Great crowd control chain out from Skillcat Black here early on. We see Chaz Cotton do an Asphyxiate, but nothing really resulting just yet. It does appear that Waz is going to be the primary target on that Warrior. He's opting to just retreat away and line of sight any incoming purges. Chaz Cotton to a paralysis. Blizzo with the double stun. Perfect positioning there. Lots of pressure. If we can see some purges coming out from Looney, this could just be it, as there's so much damage coming straight for Waz. An interrupt onto Chaz. Waz falls further behind. Blizzo as well. Waz trying to counter pressure them away, but he just can't get them off his back.
Waz playing so well, though. He's line of sighting the purges, now gripped into line of sight of Looney, who you can see the mana bar is going to be burning down as he tries to take down Waz. But Recklessness has been popped. Blizzo dropping low, doesn't have the Touch of Karma. Stun combo coming out of XRB. They're trying to take down Waz, but with the Relentless Talent, he's going to be able to break out of that. Kite away once again. Chaz shifts out of the Hex from Looney, but Waz caught in the middle of the map. He does not have his leap away. He's trying to get back to Chaz, trying to line of sight those purges, but he's definitely in trouble.
Yeah, the double Shockwave Thunderstorm combo, but he wasn't able to get out of line of sight. Zeepy grips Waz back into the fight, and Chaz is having a hard time just mashing that regrowth button as much as he can to get the heals going. A Hex on the Looney denies the purges for a couple seconds, but Looney actually trinketed out to get aggressive. That is a trinket that they could punish later on. Waz is trying to do it right now. Looney's repositioning away. Paralysis onto Chaz. How much pressure can they get? Waz has no die by the sword for another minute. Mana is in favor of Chaz, but that's only because Looney is playing aggressive with his mana pool. Chaz gets gripped in, immediate displacer. Waz leaps away. That's going to be a free getaway. I would have almost liked to see maybe the Death Grip saved, because this is going to be an immediate recovery for Skillcat Black.
Yeah, I think that Death Grip was a slight miscalculation coming out of Zeepy there, because he gripped in Chaz and they didn't actually swap over to him. Waz just able to kite away, and you can look at the mana pool. You can look at Swapsy denying Looney of any healing right now. Looney has to get behind the pillar, maybe try and get a drink if he wants to keep this on edge. We see the stun onto Blizzo, dies before the Touch of Karma, does not use that PvP trinket. And XRB to the moon falling.
Big game impact still, but when you do plunder, no, it's not a big issue.
Heard it from true expert, aka not me. Jumping into this game though, game number 2, Skillcat Black leads by 1, XRB to the moon on their map pick, trying to bring it back.
Yep, Europe's #1 versus Europe's #2. In the lower bracket, perhaps you would have expected these teams to be slightly higher up, but one of them will go home at the end of this series. Skillcat Black got the lead in the first game, locked in the Outlaw Rogue from Waz, which has been a big theme for this tournament. We'll have to see how he can perform in game 2.
It's a really good sap by Waz, but Blizzo and Zeepy tag team to defuse that entire initial assault by knocking Waz away and blade storming the stun. So that was really good teamwork between Blizzo and Zeepy to try and catch up for Looney getting sapped. Chaz, in the meantime, getting soloed by Zeepy. He's just going to duck away into the room and try and recover. We see Waz setting up an attack on Zeepy right now, but not too much damage to follow it up just yet. Swapsy trying to get out some burst himself, and it seems like the Elemental Shamans are going to be going after the healers, respectively, whereas the melee are going after the Ellies. Blizzo's now coming back. He's going to be going after Waz a little bit. Zeepy's on the center tomb. He's got the best point of line of sight. He can hit the most targets there. I'm wondering if Swapsy's going to make a move to push up so he can attack Looney later into the game. I'm also wondering if Looney is even playing the Purge spec. Maybe if he goes for the mana spec, he could outlast the Druid. We're going to have to wait and see, as both these teams are playing a very neutral-based game and not really committing anything just yet.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a few series so far in this tournament where it's been about the Battle of the Mages. Now we really do have the 2 best Elemental Shamans in Europe. Of course, Swapsy on one side, 2-time world champion, and Zeepy, who just dominates the ladder every single season. Both of them are going to be looking to put a little bit of damage onto the healers when they can, especially Zeepai trying to remove that Vim and Vigor from Chaz on the Restoration Druid and reduce that healing. But as you can see right now, Skillcat Black getting aggressive, committing the blind to Looney. He actually sat through that, trading out instead the Astral Shift, but Zeepai dropping low.
Oh, Looney pre-Earthen Shield Totem the swap to himself. That was really well done from Looney, expecting the swap, not trinketing the blind. He knows that as the healer, he's the primary kill target against his Outlaw Rogue, and if he uses his defensive cooldowns on anyone else, Waz will immediately look to punish that. So that was a nice read. We see Waz and Swapsy pulling back. That was their attack. Looney didn't fall for it. Now they're just going to go back to the neutral game, do as much damage as possible, work on the mana bar, but Looney's also ahead in the mana bar, so if XRB to the Moon can keep reading these swaps and stay ahead in mana, they definitely could play a long game with this comp.
Yeah, this is why they picked the Restoration Shaman. They knew they can survive those swaps. That was actually the Plunder armor coming out of Waz, but it got completely negated by that swap. Now they're trying for another one. You can see this is going to be the strategy. The Earth Shock stun into the between the eyes from Waz, trying to catch Looney off guard, but Looney's just so aware on this Restoration Shaman, playing max range every single time, and like you say, Sid, he's also winning on mana.
He switched his Earth Shield back to himself right before Swapsy Earth Shocked them. I don't know if he had a Swapsy on focus and he saw him target him and he just instantly put Earth Shield on himself, because if he didn't do that, that could have been his trinket in that stun without the Earth Shield damage reduction. So as long as Looney can keep basically reading the minds of Waz and Swapsy and preventing these swaps to himself, it's going to be very difficult for Skillcat Black to get much done. Mana still in favor of XRB. Blizzo's a primary target, but Zeepai is just soloing Swapsy at the moment. Tons of pressure. Chaz is trying to pick him up. Both teams are in the neutral position. Neither side really committing to any target. Chaz looks like he might try and sneak away for a drink. He's running very far back into the room. Swapsy's dragging Blizzo though, and they should be able to stop it if Blizzo can get into the room. It doesn't look like Chaz is going to get any mana from that drink. Looney's repositioning at the tomb, but now they're looking for the swap. Did he switch the Earth Shield to himself in time? I don't believe that he did.
Shield totem.
He got the Earthen Shield to him, so Looney just, he knows exactly as soon as he runs around the corner, he could have easily just died there, but because he preemptively, okay, that Spirit Link was a bit maybe questionable. I guess Looney maybe thought there was more damage there or wanted to just trade evenly on the cooldowns, but overall, he's been predicting these swaps quite effectively. He's almost making it look easy. An inexperienced healer with these kinds of swaps would already be dead, so good job on Looney. Mana, though, is starting to even out as we move later into the game.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the advantages XRB have. We've seen a few of the healers, Milkman specifically, struggling against the Outlaw Rogue, maybe not having that practice. You can see they tried to gouge up Looney there, but he preemptively stopped the Earth Shield. Once again, you can see that little animation circling around his character, so they're going to attack Zeepai rather in this situation. But this is really the story of the game. If Waz can catch Looney, that mind game, they will win this match. They forced out the Spirit Link already, and they only really need to get that trinket without the Plunder to get the guaranteed kill. But on the flip side, you've got Blizzo. Blizzo's the big damage lord. We see a beautiful stun onto Waz, peeling this go, as Looney once again does have the Earth Shield on himself, should just be able to kite away in this situation. But Blizzo on the flip side, he has the recklessness, that rallying damage coming out of him, and that's why they're trying to win on mana here. They have the Mortal Strike on the Warrior, and he will outperform Waz in the long game.
Here comes another blind attempt. Zeepai trades out Astral Shift. Will that be enough to deflect the assault? He gets stunned on his jump. Great stun by Waz. Blizzo is going to disarm Waz, try and stall out, but the crowd control is still going on to Looney. There's no Spirit Link Totem for recovery from him using it earlier. He's going to need to hard cast heals. He's catching the healing waves. He's stabilized Zeepai. A bit of a scary moment, but Looney gets to keep his trinket for a potential swap. They're going for the stun, but ultimately it was DR'd, and he got the Earthen Shield Totem down. He got interrupted on the heal. He's relying on this totem to protect him. It's going to buy him enough time, and I think Looney's almost inside the heads of Waz and Swapsy. He's never leaving an opening for these swaps.
Yeah, I wonder if we got the voice comms correct on stage, because it seems like Looney is literally reading their communication, reading every single swap. A little bit unfortunate there, the volcanic stun coming out of Swapsy broke the gouge, so that was able for Looney to recover there, but wouldn't have made too much difference anyways. We can see the mana bar. Chaz also recognizes that this game's going to be a long one. We can see dampening starting to stack, that healing reduction in the middle of your screen, minus 4% right now, and Chaz is actually going to sit down for a drink because he needs to have full mana for the end of this game.
All right, and Swapsy is going to trade out defensive cooldowns to gain a mana lead. That's a interesting trade because now there's going to be an opening to kill him with no Iron Bark and no Astral Shift. Let's see if XRB to the Moon can take this window of opportunity. I'd love to see them get aggressive. They could punish Chaz. Chaz is blinking in for a bash potential Cyclone. They need to stop this, but Zeepai's locked down. He's not in range. Looney has to trinket. Zeepai with no defensives. Now with that trinket burned, Looney's going to be an open target. He's got to be extremely careful. Zeepai's desperately trying to recover. Chaz is just in the middle field I'd love to see a punish on that. He's just standing in the open, going for Cyclones. It looks like they're finally getting some damage onto him, but not really enough to force him back. Mana has ultimately evened out, and I would like to say I feel like Looney and Cubsy on Resto Shaman are showing like a different level of Resto Shaman in terms of their mana management, because normally at this point the Druid would be significantly ahead, so great play on their part. Looney free Astral Shift. He saw Waz coming, he got the defensive cooldown active right before he got stunned and prevented a kill, but Waz is just going to train him down, it looks like. Let's see how Looney deals with this.
That was a really nice play from Looney, but Waz read it. He did not commit the plunder, so we still have that opening. There's no Astral Shift and no trinket on Looney, so they plunder. Honestly, they could put it on Zipai as well. He also has no trinket. And here's where they're going to do it right now. Here comes the plunder. This is the blind. This is the stuns. This could well be the kill. It's up to Blizzo to be the hero, and he does it. He gets the double fair. Disarms the trinket on Waz. Zipai still dropping low, does have the Astral Shift available, should be able to survive, but Blizzo comes out huge in that play.
There's still a gouge, and Zipai is still low. A cheap shot now. Perfect crowd control, taking Looney out of the game for just an extra millisecond to find the kill. And skill.
No, there's going to be a gouge. Chaz gets cycloned, and then there is a gouge into a sheep shot, into a cyclone right there. Onto Looney, doesn't even manage to finish off the cast before Zipai goes down right there at the end. And before that gouge, I believe there was a blind as well. So that cyclone was the art anyway. But this is the general thing that you want to be doing as Outlaw. You just want
to put up a stand here. Otherwise, Skill Cap Black will stay in the tournament and XRB will be eliminated.
This is the last hope for XRB to the moon. They need to break their curse. They've never been able to make it to the World Finals. This is their last chance to really have a good opportunity, a solid spot at it. Will XRB to the moon break the curse?
This was XRB's tournament. Both of their big competitors from Europe, Ascendant and Skill Cap Black, drop a member. XRB poised to have a fantastic spring finals, but they've been struggling. Skill Cap Black have been playing so well, and that man in the center of the screen, Waz, has been much of the reason. He catches Looney out of form immediately in this game. Warwick with the stun, with the Infernals, should keep Looney alive. Doesn't have to use his trinket, but does trade out the bark skin.
Yeah, I think that's a fair trade for Looney, as he did get caught in Cat. Next time he has his trinket if he absolutely needs it, but he's going to be playing very far away to avoid those circumstances. And it looks like Skill Cat Black have basically hijacked XRB's original home base pillar, and now it looks like XRB to the moon have had to migrate away. They've managed to catch Waz. Nice Vortex on the life grip. Dalkiel's consumption to follow it up. Tons of damage coming towards Waz, but they don't even have to trade out the Cloak of Shadows. The Rapture appears to be enough. Now we see pressure on Walrix as Waz moves over for a stun onto Looney. It doesn't look like there's going to be any follow-up just yet out of that. Now a full blind. Let's see what Looney decides to do here. Because he used his bar skin, if he trinkets this, they could swap. So he's trying to play it greedy. Walrix is trying to buy him time by portaling away, but Swapsy and Waz are all over him. How's he going to deal with the pressure? Is he going to choke? This is the last opportunity. Looney trades out the Iron Bark, but Swapsy knocks him back behind the pillar. Looney uses Tranquility to heal through the pillar, and Walrix has barely stayed alive.
Warwick basically defenestrated there by Swapsy, out of line of sight, but they're able to reconnect with the heals. They don't even trade out the Unending Resolve, that shield wall cooldown on Warwick, so they're able to hold on to that. Very well done by them. I think also the Healthstone was held there, so incredibly good play from XRB. And now you're really starting to see it. The matchup definitely favors Skill Cap Black, but XRB have the counter pressure at some points. They force the trinket, they force the Cloak of Shadows over on Waz, and that's one of the big things that they've had to basically do in these games. If they can get the counter pressure, they can stay alive longer with that, and that's what makes them kind of these dampeners, the ultimate dampeners from Europe.
Or we can see an attack going towards Zipai. He's trying to knock Waz away from attacking him, but still very low on health. He manages to hold on to defensive cooldowns. That's the kind of greedy plays that XRB are known for. I love Walrick's positioning his Felguard back out in the open. They've been targeting it down, and he loses his Soul Link damage reduction whenever it dies, but by putting it in the middle of the map, even though it's not attacking, look where Swapsy has to go. Now he's in the middle of the map, and they can attack Swapsy for free. The Felguard gets dropped, but it's a bit of a choke. There was no stun there. Waz immediately trinketed it. Walrix is trying to still abuse the Fellord. He's trying to duck in and out of it, force Waz to walk into it, but not really any damage. They managed to actually kill the Felguard again. Walrix is just constantly under fire with his pet. There's so much harassment going his way. He's managed to get through the kick, but there's so much damage. He has no Soul Link. There's so much pressure. Looney gets gouged. Walrix is in trouble. This is match point. He portals back behind the pillar. He needs this summon, but he gets feared on it. it. They've completely shut Walrus out. He gates back to Looney, but he still has no pet. He gets kicked on the follow-up. Walrus just can't get that Felguard back alive. Now wind sheared onto it. Looney trying to play it greedy, trying to sit through the blind, but Walrus gets hexed on his pet res. All he wants is a little Felguard, but he can't get it. He gets gouged on it. What next is gonna stop Walrus from summoning? He gets stunned. Walrus just can't get his pet alive, man.
You cannot out-dampen Swapsy. I think that's the lesson here. XRB really struggling with this. They're trying to get that pet up desperately, but every single time there's an interrupt, there's a wind shear, there's an outlaw rogue on the other team, for heaven's sake. There's no way you're going to get that cast without kiting away. He has nowhere to go at this moment in time.
He still doesn't have it. He got it.
He got it.
Oh
my unlucky.
Okay.
No, this is crazy. Now they've got that though, they can actually start to build up the counter pressure once again, because honestly, Skillcat Black have been having a field day so far this tournament. It really comes down to them getting some offense going so that they can actually take down potentially Waz or even Swapsy.
Yeah, we can see Walrix now just trying to get anything going for his team. Mana is slightly in their favor, but not by much, and Walrix is feeling the heat. This is match point. They're constantly putting him under harassment. All the interrupts, all the stuns, all the gouges. All he wants to do is do some damage, but he's just not finding any opportunity. They're locking him out of the fight. I'd almost like to see him maybe kite to a different position, maybe try and drag Chaz off the pillar and attack Chaz a bit, because right now, Skillcat Black have the upper hand in terms of positioning.
Yeah, they really do, and you can see they're actually resetting a little bit here. Looney's going to be able to drink to full mana. So this is kind of the reset preemptive to dampening that we should be expecting that buff to stack in just a little moment here. Waz trying to build up his buffs, perhaps trying to get some of that good RNG. He's probably looking, posturing for a swap over onto Looney, and that's another thing. We've talked about Looney quite a lot in this series. He's just been playing so well. Whilst we've been messing around with the pets, with Zipai, all this stuff, Looney's just been sitting at the back. It's like, okay guys, I'm keeping you alive, whatever. And he's certainly hoping that his team's going to pull out for him as we head into dampening.
I mean, what kind of demonology warlock are you without your Felguard? Look where the Felguard is. It's AFK. It's standing way far away just because it's died so much. But if you never get to attack with it, why are you even playing demonology? He's losing so much momentum, and I think that Looney's actually going to run out of mana just from having to heal the Felguard and from having to heal Walrus through so much damage when it dies. Swapsy is just targeting down the Felguard. He's hiding it in the corner. Look at the poor little demon. He's so afraid for his life, just hiding so far away, and Walrus can't take any advantage of having that pet. And Skillcat Black, unless they start falling behind on mana, look like they're going to take this.
Yeah, and you have to bear in mind as well, like obviously it would make sense to put it behind the pillar, but he still does need it for the stuns. That's the main utility of it, that ranged axe toss stun. So he has to keep it in line of sight so they have that interrupt, but it's just so hard for them at this point in time. They really are playing for that dampening win condition. That's the only thing they've really got going for them. They're trying to set up some of these Fel Lord goes, but it hasn't really been working. Zipai has to trade out the Astral Shift here as Warwick is dropping low. So much damage coming out onto him. Will Looney be able to keep him alive is the question. We see the gouge over onto Looney. They're trying to get that crowd control. Fear's coming out desperately. Chaz actually has to trinket out of that one, so that could be an opportunity with the Felguard, but Zipai still not out the woods.
Yeah, Zipai is trying to retreat away. Mana is completely even as we finally move into dampening, and I think around the 30% mark is when things are going to get very scary. We see a bash on Watts, the punish on his trinket earlier. Let's see if they can get any damage with it. Chaz deflects with a perfectly positioned barrier. The shield just completely absorbed that attack, and now Waz is on the assault. We see Chaz in a hex. Swaps needs to get that, just manage to dispel him out. I love this pressure on Chaz though. If they can get this cross pressure on the healer, that's the win condition. Zipai needs to know that and get that damage out. Chaz is dishing out some smites, healing his team back up. Zipai repositions, and look where Chaz is. He's in the middle of the map. I would love to see a punish on that, but they're trying to just run away. Zipai knocks Swapsy there. They stun Waz behind the pillar. How much damage can they get with this? Chaz repositions on top of him. It looks like Waz is going to be able to tank the stun out with pain suppression traded. He's just trying to get aggressive and jump towards Zipai constantly, hunting him down. Looney repositioning, and Skillcat Black are just pushing XRB to the moon around.
They really are. Zipai without that Astral Shift, he wants to be aggressive, he wants to put damage onto Chaz, but they are punishing him for it. He has to gate away now, should be able to heal himself up if needed. Stormkeeper committed over onto Waz. They're trying to pressure down this Outlaw Rogue. He does not have his Cloak of Shadows, so that's a big win condition for XRB as dampening stacks to 14%, healing reduction on the side of both teams. They're trying to swap over to Looney, they catch him out of form. He does have the Bark Skin, but do they have the follow-up stun? They're not committing the Plunder here. They get the Bark Skin. With that Plunder still available, Looney could be in trouble in the next swap.
Yeah, but he's got his trinkets, so as long as he can save that, he will survive. And it's up to Skillcat Black to try and bait the trinket with this blind. Their Walrus is trying to allow him to hold on to it by using unending resolve, but they need to deny a sap. They need to stop the sap. They don't stop the sap. They're just going for the kill on Chaz. They're going to race against the clock. Walrus and Chaz both in immense pressure. Walrus is so far away from Looney. How is he going to stay alive? He gates back to the middle. Is he going to be able to stabilize? Chaz in the meantime is getting taken down by Swapsy. They drop the Fel Lord, but Chaz escapes. Chaz barely hangs on. That was such a close call for both sides. and when we get to 30% dampening, you're not going to be able to heal back through that kind of burst, and we're getting pretty close.
If Looney had landed the Vortex just 1 second faster there, Chaz would have died. It was just out of time. Chaz immediately trinketing, not enough time for reaction, but you can see XRB to the moon with the composition disadvantage. They're showing why they are the best Lock Shaman Druid in Europe and potentially the world with this game. They've stayed alive through thick and thin, and they are still pressuring, unrelenting over onto Chaz, who's almost out of mana. That blue bar meaning he will have almost no healing left, as we are at 20% healing reduction.
Yeah, okay, so Warlock, Zeepai, Looney, they're playing for the long game. Looney is drinking. He wants to have maximum mana so he can use really expensive spells like Wild Growth and Efflorescence, and he can have maximized healing moving into the late game so that the pet doesn't go down as well. But he didn't even get that much of a mana lead. It's significant, but will it be enough? Chaz is in center field. Zeepai is trying to punish it. Ice Fury, Windshear onto the smite. They need to keep locking Chaz out on penances if they want to build pressure. Swapsy gets hexed. There's going to be no dispel for him. Walrix is trying to build pressure on Waz, but Waz has Trinket. They all have Trinket. And Walrix, tons of damage. He's in the middle of the map. How is he going to handle it? Looney into the stun. Iron Bark available, but he's trying to play it greedy and hold on to it for as long as he can. Walrix gets locked down. And that's a close call. He survives. Swapsy now dipping low. Chaz completely tapped at XRB. They have the win condition. They just need time.
Looney is a god. How do you not Iron Bark in that situation? He read it perfectly, knows that the plunder hasn't been committed by Waz, and he needs to keep that Iron Bark for the plunder. If he doesn't have it, they'll just kill through healing. No defensive cooldowns on Warwick at all at this point in the game, but they are so close to winning this one. Chaz hasn't had his Vim and Vigor up for many, many years. It's 80% health he needs for that one, as we do see the swap now over onto Looney. They get the stun. They're trying to set up once again on Warwick, but he's just playing it so well, spamming out those fears. Swapsy dropping low. Astral Shift committed. As Warwick is still kind of tentatively in the middle of the map, but he does have his portal. He should be able to escape if he needs to, and now he's getting aggressive over onto Chaz. This is the double Fell Lord. This is this big setup coming up from XRB, but they don't quite get the kill.
There it is! This has to be it! They need to keep Chaz inside of this Fell Lord as long as possible for the maximum damage, but he doesn't get the Vortex. Swapsy's able to get out of line of sight, but Chaz has no mana. Walrus just needs to play it careful. I'd love to just see Trinket, yes, from Looney. Use all your defensives and run them over. They have so many defensive cooldowns, just use all of them to push them down. Swapsy's on 5% and falls, and XRB to the moon. Stay alive.
They stay alive for now. Skill Cap Black was so close to being able to eliminate them here on Tolvaron Arena. It looks sketchy at times for XRB to...
I mean, this is Warrix and Zeepai. This is literally what they do. These guys have stunned me on the ladder for 10 seconds. This is what they do, you know? And there's a blind onto Looney. Rooney, of course, realizing now he has his Bark Skin to work with. He has Iron Bark, and everybody's basically dead on Skill Cap Black. Gonna be an easy trinket. And Zeepai and Warrix are finally
open.
Yep, and Waz has put down the plank, but it's Looney who's putting down the anchor. We're going into Game 4, Ashamain's full. Still elimination series. If XRB to the moon lose this game, they will be grounded, and Skill Cap Black will advance to the latter stages of this tournament. Waz once again opening up onto Warwick, trying to get some offense here as he's looking, but look at the position on Looney, making it difficult for him right from the offset.
And look at Walrix's pets in the corner of Shame in front of Looney. He doesn't want that pet to be going down. It's actually forcing Swapsy to push up and attack it. You see Lava Burst shooting across at the Fell pet as Swapsy wants to kill that, and then they can attack him for free as a result. Now he's bringing the pet all the way back into the corner of Shame behind Looney. Looney's protecting it, and it looks like it's going to be all right back there, and they're just waiting for the dampening game. I mean, they're not going to be able to win before Chaz is out of mana. There's going to be too much healing to deal with, so it's smart for them to just play the attrition fight. They have great positioning right now. Look at Waz. He has to overextend so far. Nice fear. They need to try and stop the sap, but they're wasting the fear DRs. Arx needs to hold on to one more fear DR. He needs a fear right here. He's not able to get it in time, and now the sap is going to land under the blind. Walrix is now caught into a stun, and there is a ton of damage going out towards him. Swapsy is unleashing Lava Burst after Lava Burst. That's going to be an unending resolve so early in the fight from Walrix, and now he's an open target.
Yeah, that was the big defensive cooldowns coming out of him, and now they've caught Looney out of form. They aren't committing the plunder. They will get the Barks in. He should be able to survive once again. Warwick with those fears coming in clutch, and I think Warwick's also been someone we haven't talked about too much. He's been getting those axe tosses. We see now a Felguard set up with the Vortex. Big damage, but Swapsy able to easily kite away from that one. Let's look at the openings now. We have the plunder armor on Waz. We have no unending resolve and no Bark Skin on Looney and Warwick. They're going to have to play one of those great situations once again to stay alive.
Look where Warwick has his portal. It's right in the middle of the map, but it's on the gateway. If he portals, he's still going to be able to be attacked, but then if he uses the gateway, he can get back to a pillar. So I'm wondering what he's really going to do with this kiting pattern, because it doesn't seem to be that great. The gateway doesn't go all the way to the pillar either. Walrus is just going to be in the middle of the map, and he doesn't have defensive cooldowns. Now they're swapping to Zeepai, who also doesn't have Astral Shift. He's going to duck behind the corner, try and get some heals. Waz jumps in, finds Looney out of form. He's trying to bait a trinket, but he gets hexed. Great support. Great teamwork there from XRB to help Looney out with that stun.
Beautiful stuff. I mean, they get the stun, he trinkets out of that, straight into the Hex, straight into the Fears. Clinical, beautiful Lock Shaman Druid play coming out of XRB to the moon, who might as well just be called XRB to the at this point. That is their win condition, is what they're trying to do in this game. We can see Zeepai setting up some damage over onto Waz, who has used a trinket. Maybe they'll find an opening there. Of course, unrelenting pressure onto Warlock the entire game is the name of the game when you're Waz and Swapsy. But I'm looking to see if they can get some damage onto SWAT Chaz. I'd like to see Zeepai pushing up, getting that Vim and Vigor off. It's something we saw working very well for them in the last game, and they need to punish him because you can see he's actually pushing up onto Looney in this situation.
They found Looney out of form, but Walrix is protecting him with a stun. And it looks like they're not able to get any damage onto Looney. Now they're going to swap back. They're going to go after Zeepai. Zeepai jumps away. Now Walrix got left behind. He's stuck in the middle of the map. And what I was saying earlier, his portal is also in the middle of the map. His Felguard has gone down. There's nowhere for Walrix to run. He portals. Look where he portals. Absolutely nowhere. He's trying to get it. Will he be able to find it? He gates now, but he's still in the middle of the map. And they're just right on top of him. And that positioning of the portal and the gateway, I don't think it's going to work out too well for Walrix later on. If we were in dampening right now, I think he'd be dead right at that moment.
That was really the all-in from Skillcap Black there. They actually managed to kill the Felguard and they committed the plunger onto Warwick, but Looney once again matched it, traded out his Iron Bark, was able to keep Warwick alive, and now we can just see we're in a similar situation as last game where they're committing everything to deny these pet summons. I think he actually managed to get it up in the midst of all that though, so well played by him. Good coordination once again by XRB to enable that. Now Looney, he's sitting down for a drink. He needs to get this mana. He was down to 30%, but he's unable to. He needs to step up because Waz is pushing aggressively onto Zeepai. This is going to be one of the big themes over the next couple of minutes. Can Looney get that drink without costing his team the game?
Yeah, Walrix is now under fire. Will he be able to survive? This is match point. He uses unending resolve at way low HP. That's going to be Looney's trinket as well. A huge overlap, a huge blunder here by XRB to the moon. That's going to put them so far behind. They're losing on mana. This is not looking good whatsoever for them. They need a miracle right now to find a win.
When Waz plunders, you may blunder. Looney and Warwick make the mistake. The overlap, the late trinket, and the unending resolve. Now that is a huge opening. You can see the plunder armor is up in 35 seconds for Waz. Here comes the blind. They're not even waiting for that. They're going for the kill. Zeepai's doing everything he can. Gets the Hex, denies the sap almost, but not quite enough. Warwick kites away. He's going to Gateway, trying to get away from the position.
He's in line of sight the whole time. He didn't get to escape anywhere with that portal and Gateway. He's been taking full damage.
He's gonna die.
This portal positioning is going to cost them the series. They can't have a portal setup like that. They were just in the middle of the map the entire game. Swapsy could do whatever he wanted. Waz could instantly reconnect, and that was an immediate punish. They did it earlier on.
Lined up Looney, stun Warwick into another stun. Waz gonna get hexed. Beautiful dispel coming out of Swapsy, the champ, and then there is the sap. Warwick, of course, gonna gate. He's not gonna do too much. He's still in Chaz line, still in Swapsy's line. Followed up with a stun. Chaz waiting to make sure that he doesn't overlap that fear with the stun, and Looney gets one global off. Had they overlapped there, that would have...
They're on stage with Chaz after a very impressive performance. It seemed like XRB throughout the entire qualification process to this tournament was sort of like your rival team. How does it feel taking them down, knocking them out of the tournament?
They're definitely our rivals. We're always, struggling to beat each other. But lately, we've been beating them quite a lot. So they're still our rivals. We respect them a lot. But they aren't as hard as the usual are. But yeah, they played well. We just had an outlaw and they couldn't find anything for it. So.
Yeah, it seems like ever since you guys have been practicing that, it's been definitely going in your favor. Now, moving into this tournament as just 3 out of your 4-man roster, what was your expectation? Like, are you guys going to be happy with anything except a first-place victory?
With Raiki, we're always joking that we wouldn't lose a single round. Now when he's not here, personally, I'm happy with top 4, but I'm not going for top 4. I'm going to win. That's the team goal with and without Raiki, and I think we will do well.
Yeah, I think you guys will do quite well as well. Also, yesterday you guys unfortunately lost to the Rejects. Now that you've had a chance to sort of analyze the games, what do you think moving forward? Do you still think they're going to be very tough competition for you?
In practice before against them, we're doing really, really good against them. The first game, we took them down. Then it was all about a little bit bad luck and a little bit of choke. So if we play them again, I think they're going to have a lot harder.
Well, definitely an exciting match if it does end up playing out that way again. Thanks for talking to me. Back to you, Rich.